The microphone is on, baby. You hear me crystal clear. Anyways, I was just saying the stream of consciousness for today was self acceptance. Self acceptance is one of the things that I feel like we innately know as a child, but then it gets molded out of you or embarrassed, humiliated out of you. So, like, my daughter, she's 2.5 years old. I feel like largely she is full of self acceptance, full of it. I mean, she knows who she is. She walks how she wants to walk. She sits how she wants to sit. Even with like the terrible twos that people say where babies are like, no, 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 no. But like her no is very affirmative. And when she says no, I usually always will say, okay. Obviously, if it's something that I need her to do, I will like override that. Gentle parenting, by the way, side note, is not um, no parenting at all or letting your kid do whatever they want. Gentle parenting means that uh, you don't have to abuse your child in order to discipline them or be a good parent. Anyways, she's in full acceptance of herself. Like I can see it in how she walks, how she talks, the things she says. She says no. I usually say okay, and it's funny because she mirrors me. Like if she asks me to do something and I don't do it or I don't respond or whatever, she'll say okay, and then she'll go about her passage of whatever she was doing. And I just think that's like a really beautiful thing to see up close. But then I see how like the way she laughs or the way that she walks, like if someone says something or she feels like she's being talked about, even if it's in a positive way where we're like, oh, she's so cute, oh, that's so adorable, let me pull my camera out, she starts to like kind of clam up a little bit. And I don't know if that has anything to do with like human psychological development, but as you get older, people get more conformist. Just go out any Friday night as an Uber driver. That is one thing that I see for sure is people on a Friday night, it'll be a group of friends. They all have a hat on, some kind of top, pants, and shoes, right? Like they're literally like copy paste of each other with like small variants. The small variants might be like the way that their hair is cut, but like generally they look like they belong together, even just how they're dressed, right? Just bros hanging out on a Friday night, but they're all like the same kind of mentality. But not even because like that they're individualized and they have their own interests, but like collectively they're just one hive mind. The more you become yourself, the more you're going to find those groups of people. But also it's funny, it's like a line. There's two extremes. So you have that on one extreme, and then the other extreme would be once you're fully in alignment with yourself, you meet your people, and then if you're completely out of harmony with yourself, you're going to just conform to like the herd. You're just going to go with what's easy instead of accepting like this is the mindset that I have, because it's actually really hard if you think about it throughout history. It's actually really hard to have the conformist mind because you're not accepted for it. Like, even to this day, when it concerns me talking about my daughter, I haven't believe I've talked about this online at all, but like when I talk about it in my personal life, when I tell people that I gave birth to my daughter at home alone with my child's father, alone, no like midwife there present, like that blows people away. And immediately there goes to like this scarcity mindset, I feel like, where people are like, well, why would you do that? Oh, that's so scary, blah 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 blah, and all these questions about like the hive mind of thinking. And not to say that there's anything wrong with that either or the way that I did it or the way that they do it. I'm not saying one is right or wrong or the other, but I'm saying one is largely more accepted. Anytime you talk about something that happens outside the norm, even something like that, whereas like 100 years ago, what I did would have been completely normal, and the way that like people give birth now is abnormal, largely, especially in America. But just that quickly, just because it's like the most popular thing, doesn't mean like it's the right thing to do, the best thing to do, the thing that's going to work for you. You have to do what works best for you. I'm sorry, I'm sitting in a shopping plaza, so I'm just being aware of my surroundings at the same time. that I'm talking to you guys. But self love is the best love. Self acceptance is the best thing. Personally, professionally, developmentally, romantically, sometimes people look outside of themselves. They look at someone that they think that they're attracted to, for example, and they're like, "Oh, I just really want to be chosen by this person. I really like this. I want to be a pick me, for example." And the pick me energy just really comes from like not fully accepting yourself. You want to be accepted by someone else because you perceive them as better than you or bringing you up. But like someone's inability to see your work doesn't mean you're not valuable. Thank you, tone levels. Clock that. That's like an affirmation that I say so often because it's so true. Other people's acceptance of you is not what matters. Your acceptance of you is what matters. And by you accepting yourself, the people that really genuinely love you, uplift you, like you, will be in your circle. Those people will be around. You don't have to worry about it. If you're lonely, be a friend to yourself. I feel like I'm saying the same thing that I said in another video, but everything is everything. Everything is interconnected. So, like, it's hard to not circle back to the same principles because you see it time and time again, over and over and over throughout history. So, accept yourself. Accept that, professionally, maybe you love talking to people, maybe you hate talking to people. As soon as you can get to like those micro wins of knowing what works for you and what doesn't, the quicker you're going to be in alignment with your highest aspirations, your highest dreams. Funkadelic, good thoughts, bad thoughts. You rise to the highest concept of yourself, you descend to the lowest level of consciousness of yourself. Conquering the stumbling blocks come easier when the conqueror is in tune with the infinite. The things that are difficult for you in life become easier when you have accepted yourself, committed to growth, committed to the journey, committed to not giving up. I grew up in a very religious background, and I'm always, always, always reminded of the story of Jonah. It's probably my favorite story in the Bible because the biggest lesson that I learned from the story of Jonah is that you cannot escape your purpose. Whatever your purpose is, it's going to happen in divine timing, in divine order, in perfect ways. There's nothing imperfect that ever happens, even if we feel like it is such, because our perception is always going to be limited to whatever we can perceive at this present moment in time, and we cannot perceive everything. Otherwise, we would see outside of this experience as it's not everything that is everything. It's just a piece of all that there is, if that makes sense. Oh, man. Life is just so beautiful. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. I'm thankful for you, Divine Reflection, watching this video all the way through to the end. Very few people make it to the very end of a YouTube video. So if you have made it to the end of this video, you are of a small fraction of people, let me tell you. And Lord knows we need more people with a longer attention span. Follow me on socials. I'm trying to just put the content out there. I'm accepting of myself as a yapper, as a strength, because look, I've been talking for 9 minutes and still going to myself. I amuse myself. I laugh at myself. I think that what I have to say is important enough to sit down, record it, and post it on YouTube. Can you believe that? Wow, that's amazing. Everyone needs to be in that space. And even more than that, it says that in the Bible too. Like Jesus says, you can do all these things and then some. Keep going. You can go even further than you can even imagine in your dreams. And you wouldn't be able to dream it up if it wasn't possible. Okay? So, divine love, truth, prosperity, joy, and money and success to everyone. And I will see you guys in the next video. Also, comment where you're from. Comment where you're watching from, how you found me, and why you subscribed. If you could do that, that would be the most helpful and loving thing ever. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.